Hello, hello, hello to all of my wonderful Geminis. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with a very special reading on today. Hope you all are having a great day today, Geminis. I know that you are, because that's the intention you set when you got up today, right? All right, we're going to tackle the numbers 12, 13, 14, and 15, right? All right, because they all carry their own special vibration, their own special significance. Now, Geminis, your ruling planet was retrograde. Your ruling planet Mercury was retrograde until November the 3rd, right? Now it's stationed direct. What does that mean for you? So when your planet was retrograde, Gemini, Mercury, first of all, is the planet of, that's the messenger planet. It really governs how you communicate, how you express yourself in words and writing, and how you use reason, how you analyze things, right? So during that time, I was telling Geminis that it's really a beautiful time to get closure in your relationships, or even resurrect a relationship from long ago. Matter of fact, Mercury is the ruling planet for you and Virgo, right? Even though you all are different elements, it affects you all a little differently. The planet itself governs the same thing, communication, right? For both signs, for you and Virgos. But because you all are in different elements, matter of fact, your duality is on the other opposite sides of duality, you being divine masculine, them being divine feminine, but the ability to tap into both sides if necessary to make you all whole. All right. Hope I didn't throw anybody off there. So during that time, a lot of relationships were ending, and then some relationships were being resurrected from long ago, because now, people are on the same frequency. People that you knew years ago. Sometimes relationships don't end on bad notes. Some relationships just end because people just move away. I mean, not through any fault of anybody else's. But what's beautiful about your planet being stationed direct now, Gemini, and this is the beautiful part of this entire process for you, is that you feel less restricted in your thought process, and you feel more socially connected to people. That's what's happening right now for a lot of Geminis. Also, you're also in the mood for more heavy conversations with people, and with that includes sharing ideas, especially with those people that you care about. So yeah, let it flow, because you all are, the thing that people love most about you, Geminis, is your responsiveness. They love the fact that you communicate. Just continue keeping those vibrations high, because a high vibrating Gemini is flexible. You all are outgoing, you all are funny, you're enthusiastic, you're smart, you're very versatile, you all are affectionate, you're curious. You all are, you have the ability to learn very, very quickly. You all are also very gentle people, right? So, but when you feel like you're out of your element, or something's just kind of sort of, how can I say this? Something is kind of throwing your frequency out, especially when your heart chakra is out of alignment, because that's the chakra that's connected most to air signs, right? Your heart chakra. When that's out of alignment, it can throw some things off for you, where you feel like you're making some bad decisions, like you have lack of direction, where you sometimes feel anxious. People may accuse you of being a backstabber, or even being superficial. That's when you know, okay, it's time to make a change. It's time for me to make a change, like ASAP, right? So now that some things have cleared up because of that your ruling planet having been retrograde and now being stationed direct, you just feel less restricted overall. Let's get into your reading, and then we'll talk about the numbers 12 through 15. Most High God in the universe, please give me a special reading for my wonderful Geminis as it relates to all areas of their lives, specifically in areas of power and intellect, also in areas of money and wealth, also in areas of creativity and emotions. And also, that card fell, we're going to let it sit right there because it jumped out for a reason. It really has something to tell us. Also in areas of spirituality and where they need to take action. And also in areas of creativity and emotions. What information do we have from our wonderful Geminis? Yes, let's see. Well, we have one down here. I don't know what this card is. Oh, okay, nice. Okay, Pentacles card. All right. Yes. So like I said, I know relationships have ended for some people, right? Let's pull out these cards. We have the Six of Swords. Let's see if we can get this in here close. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Page of Swords. We have the Page of Cups. Make sure you all can see it. Yeah. Because we're going to go through each one of these. We have the Five of Cups. And we have the Nine of Pentacles, right? So like I said, I know for a lot of you all, some relationships have ended. Relationships have ended. You decided, you know what? I just can't do this anymore, right? And it's okay, because you got to do what's best for you, right? You got to do what's best for you, Gemini. And like I said, sometimes, even though you all are great communicators, sometimes you can be in a relationship where you just feel like your voice isn't being heard. And so that's certainly not a good feeling to be in a relationship where you don't feel like your voice is being heard, right, Geminis? So some of you all have had to sail away from a challenging situation. You were disappointed, but you're at peace with your decision and you're not looking back. See this person here? Disappointed. Those birds represent freedom. So this right here represents swords. I mean, the Page of Swords represents mental dexterity, but it also represents having a challenging lover. So you could have been in a relationship where you all just were two good people, but just not good for each other. It didn't really stop your ideas from flowing. It didn't stop your freedom. It didn't stop any of those things, but you just felt like, I need to make a decision about this, right? So if it was pulling on you and you felt like you had to make a decision, you made the decision disappointed, but you had to do what you had to do for you, right? This is how you're feeling now. You're feeling great with your decision. Like I said, this is a time now that you're in your planet has been stationed direct for quite some time now, because it was retrograde until November the 3rd. And so now we're November 15th, right? So now you're feeling like this, like, wow, okay. I was disappointed, wasn't really sure how I was going to get through that challenging situation, but I had to do what was best for me. And so for some of you all, this is how you were. But see how this person's back is turned to the expansion? If you got up from here, from this abyss, this is what this person is looking down at the abyss. This is a person who feels hopeless. If that person were to stand up, and this person represents you, were to stand up and turn around and see the expansion, look at all the stars and how beautiful it is. That's changing your perspective, right? This is you changing your perspective. Listening to your intuition when it comes to the person that you love, right? And turning that love into yourself, tapping into your divine feminine energy, doing what's best for you. Obviously, on the receiving end of that, when you sail away from a relationship where you feel like the relationship is just like, you know what, it's run out of gas. It's run its course, right? On the other end of that, one or two things could happen. Either the person that's on the receiving end of you breaking up with them can say, you know what, it's been a long time coming and it's probably for the best because I didn't have the courage to break up with you first, Gemini. Or the person can accuse you of being selfish, right? Either way, you got to look out for numero uno, look out for you, and make a decision that's best for you. Ultimately, which is also best for them, even though sometimes people don't see it that way at first, because it's like, well, how come you didn't give me notice that you were breaking up with me? But had you stayed in a relationship, Gemini, nobody would have gotten the best out of anybody, right? You're feeling very independent now. You're feeling self-reliant. You're feeling like a person who is you have a lot of self-confidence. You're feeling accomplished when it comes to your money, right? Which is great. Very self-reliant, right? And we're not talking about it's not like you have to have a lot of money or a little bit of money. We're just talking about you're feeling independent. Some of that independence came as a result of the universe saying, hey, I need to create some space between you and them because it's just not a healthy situation here, right? So sometimes things happen, right? Because otherwise you wouldn't have moved and they wouldn't have moved, right? They wouldn't have made a move or you wouldn't have made a move. Sometimes people just exist in unhealthy, toxic relationships because they really believe it's going to get better. And then when it doesn't get better, they're like, oh, I just wasted 25 years of my life in a relationship where it's just nothing's happening. I see breakthrough for some of you all as a result of you making the decision to just move on. Breakthrough. This is great, 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 great. Like I said, at your core, you know, Geminis, you all are flexible, you're outgoing, you're funny, you're enthusiastic, smart, and all those other wonderful things that I shared with you. And so when you're starting to feel like you're less than that, it's probably time for you to evaluate some things. And what's funny, not ha-ha funny, but ironic, or what's interesting is that sometimes the universe makes a decision for you, and you're like, it couldn't have come at a worse time, but otherwise you would have stayed in a relationship that was unhealthy anyway, right? So this is wish fulfillment, right? Some of you all had a payday coming out of this, right? There was some money coming from somebody in this, or maybe you got an increase in your job, or somehow money entered the picture and you're elated because of it, right? Yes. New love is entering your life. I want you to know that, right? And it's because you have decided to tap into your divine feminine energy. So when I say new love, I don't automatically want you to think a new knight in shining armor. Knight could be identified as a man or a woman, by the way. That could be a new love for yourself. You tapping into nurturing yourself, because after coming out of a relationship that you've been disappointed in and the other person is disappointed, sometimes you don't want to enter into a new relationship, right? But when you tap into loving yourself deeper and harder, by default, people are going to be interested in you because they see that you don't lack anything, right? Just like when you were in lack, there were those types of people that were drawn to you too. When you ascend higher and you have no lack, you tapped into both sides and your life is completely whole and balanced. Those people, there are people at a higher level that are attracted to you because they are whole and their life is in total balance as well, right? Just like yours is. So don't be surprised if people are starting to come to you like, oh, I've been looking at you for a while. You look happy. You look whole. You look healthy. You look all these wonderful things, right? I'm also seeing, and I saw this, I'm going to put this down here for a second. Look, King and Queen of King and Queen of Swords, right? Everything for you, talking about your energies are balanced out, right? You're more direct, you're meticulous, you're clever, your thoughts are clearer. You know why? Because the universe gave you a gift. That was your planet going retrograde, right? So now that it's stationed direct, you just feel better about life. You just feel great about life. That's how you feel, right? No more compromising your happiness ever again for anybody else. Doesn't matter who they are. You're feeling like a kid again. Yes. Here we go. Those are the emotions. You're feeling like a kid again. Let's talk about some numbers for just a second, right? Because numbers carry their own special vibration. And in this, even if this is not a life path number for you or not, you can always step into the vibration of numbers because numbers carry their own special vibration. So when I talk about numbers like 12, I'm also talking about the number 3 because 1 + 2 is 3. I'm talking about the numbers 48, 57, 66, 75, 84, 93, 129, etc., right? Because all those numbers added up equal to 12, right? Except with the number 3. So the number 12 really is about a life of service, having a life of service and being invested in education on every single level. So let's say, for instance, you're a humanitarian, right? And so you're constantly educating yourself on how you can serve other people, right? In organizations or however you want to serve. You're a highly creative person if you're a 12. You're naturally affectionate and loving towards people if you're a number 12. Let's talk about the number 13. 13s, which is also 4, right? 13 could be 58, 67, 76, 85, 94, 139, etc., right? As long as it comes back to 13. So that just means that you experience many changes in life that are meant to transform and empower you. So you're going through all these changes in life, and you're sometimes looking at them like, they couldn't come at the worst time, right? But it's really meant to transform and empower you, right? So when you came to this realization, Gemini, that, you know what, this isn't the relationship that I want. Okay, I'm not sure how the other person is going to receive it. They're going to be hurt. They're going to be frustrated, mad, whatever. Like I said, either one or two things happen. Either they thought of you as selfish, or they said, you know what, I wanted out of this relationship too. I just didn't know how to tell you. So here we are. We stuck in this relationship. We were stuck in this relationship not knowing what to say to the other person. So somebody had to make a move, right? So again, through all these changes, you became more empowered through your transformation, right? 13 also resonates to a genius quality that you have in you. And so 13s also have access. They're able to access the seen and unseen worlds, manifesting and building innovative projects in both at the same time, right? So you're existing in the third dimension and the fourth or fifth dimension. all at once, right? You're able to see things that other people cannot see with their naked eye because your third eye is open. You can see things, right? Now let's talk about the 14th. The number 14, which we know 14th was yesterday because today is the 15th, right? So 14 or 5, also the number 59, 68, 77, 86, 95, 149, or etc., because it goes back to the number 14, is it's attached to attached to media. So it represents magnetic communication with the public. So a lot of 15s are media moguls, right? 14s are media moguls. And so 14s, you are full of ideas, you have vivid imagination and great energy as a 14, right? Also 14s, you really, really like excitement and motion. And so you must stay at a high vibration to stay in balance, right? Also 15, so 15, like the number 6, 69, 78, 87, 96, 159, etc. So 15s are spiritual alchemists. 15s have great magnetism. So Geminis, as a divine masculine, it doesn't matter if you identify as a man or woman, but as a divine masculine, your energy projects outward. Always think it's like a straight line, it projects outward, right? So you show your strength through your action, but now activating your magnetism, that's your divine feminine. Just like what I'm talking about with the number 15, you have great magnetism. People are just drawn to you because you are balanced out, right? People are drawn to people who are out of balance, but they're really drawn to you when you're in balance because they're like, wow, that person really doesn't need anything from me. But you also got to watch out for takers because they could be on either side of the duality. Takers who will come into your life and take from you just because they know that you have it to give, right? I'm not talking about money. Sometimes it's time and sometimes it's just of your own energy. You got to be careful of the energy vampires, okay? Because people are so drawn to you all. Also, 15s are people who easily attract money and prosperity. And so they also are people people are drawn to you and they really want to be in your space. That's why I'm telling you, Gemini, balance that energy out. For a lot of you all have ended relationships. Now you're feeling better. You're feeling just more whole. You're feeling more magnetic. People are drawn to you all, whole 9 yards. Don't assume that everybody coming into your space is an energy vampire now that your energy is balanced out, right? I don't want you all to be guarded because you're already protected. You're protected by the universe. You're protected by the God in you. So there are people who will come into your life, Gemini, who don't want anything from you except just to sharpen you, like iron sharpens iron, right? So you are already powerful and intellectual. Some people may come into your life and they want to give you money. Some people may want to come into your life to offer you some kind of spiritual guidance. Don't be so guarded. Again, you don't have to be guarded at all, but don't feel like you have to be guarded because you were hurt in the past or you feel like you made some poor decisions in the past. Now is, you know what? I am fully whole. I know my power. I'm standing in it. I'm strong. And therefore, I don't need to be guarded because I'm protected. Right, Gemini? That's what I have for you. Have a great day. Bye.